You know, ever since I was little, I always wanted to be Cruella de Vil, and now I am.
Like, now we live in a country where a man could say, now I'm a woman. Now I'm a woman. And we will call you by your name as a woman. But that doesn't mean that a doctor ain't gonna call you until you need a prostate examination.
I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. These are not the men that are interested in me in that capacity. I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was gonna be a thing. Earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender.
Magic Johnson's son EJ has been one of the most talked about celebrity figures online for years, not just because of his identity, but because of how openly he expresses it. His style, his statements, and his rejection of labels. And while Magic Johnson publicly supports his son without hesitation, the internet, and especially comedians like DL Hughley and Katt Williams, have turned this into a much bigger cultural debate. Because now it's no longer just about EJ, it's about identity, masculinity, parenting, and Hollywood influence. And once DL Hughley entered the conversation, things got controversial fast.
And I told them on my birthday, in June, that I was like, we're not doing he, we're not doing man, we're not doing gay. And it was very freeing. And also it just was, it just was. Like, I wasn't like, I'm not, and it's very important, I think, too, when you're, and I hate the term coming out, but I think when you're telling people about who you are telling them. I'm not looking for acceptance. I'm not looking for your validation. I am telling you what's going down.
EJ's comments are what make him so controversial online. On one hand, he rejects labels completely and wants freedom from definitions. But on the other hand, he expects people to fully adjust to how he identifies. That contradiction is why the internet is divided. Some see it as self-expression and living truthfully, while others feel society is being forced to accept new identity standards. And once DL Hughley entered the conversation, everything escalated fast because it questioned the entire idea behind it.
Now we live in a country where a man could say, now I'm a woman. Now I'm a woman. And we will call you by your name as a woman. But that doesn't mean that a doctor ain't gonna call you until you need a prostate examination. You can wear a sundress when you go. Yeah. You still getting the same thing I'm getting. So happy anniversary, I guess. You can say you're a thing and you're that.
Yeah.
You like it, and you have to, like, for now I'm a white man trapped in this black man's body.
Yeah.
My name is Chad.
Yeah.
Now that ain't gonna work good for the police. Wait, I'm a white man, but both of y'all get out. But the first. Yeah.
Now this is the moment where the conversation stopped being polite and became straight up controversial, because DL Hughley wasn't just making jokes anymore. He was basically saying, you can identify however you want. Reality still exists, and honestly, that's why clips like this explode online. Because whether people agree or disagree, DL says the kind of things most celebrities are terrified to say publicly now. But then, Katt Williams took the conversation somewhere even darker. And this is where things started sounding less like comedy, ran more like conspiracy theories about Hollywood itself.
So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was gonna be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future. And that
Katt Williams' interviews always go viral because he doesn't just talk about celebrities. He speaks like he's exposing hidden systems. Whether people believe him or not, he creates mystery, curiosity, and controversy at the same time. When he connected Hollywood, fame, rituals, and gender identity, the internet exploded. Some called him crazy. Others raised questions about celebrity kids. But while comedians fueled theories, Magic Johnson responded very differently. He never publicly turned his back on EJ, not even once.
And when my son came out, I was so happy for him and happy for us as parents. And we love him. And EJ is amazing. And so you gotta support your child. And young gay men or young ladies who are lesbian, they're afraid to tell their parents. Just like I want my son EJ to talk to me about everything. I want my son Andre to talk to me, my daughter Elisa, and that's what it's about. Yes, I go to church, I'm a Christian, but at the same time, this is reality. My son is gay, that's reality.
But even with Magic trying to normalize these conversations, there's still a huge divide online. Because some people see acceptance, others see confusion. And one thing people noticed over and over again was how different Magic Johnson's reaction was compared to a lot of other fathers, especially celebrity fathers, because not everybody responds the way Magic did. And even comedians started admitting that openly. Cause SMS.
Is your daughter now?
My child's 23.
Okay.
24 now.
Okay.
And this was happening when they were 22, 23. And for me, like...
That's the let go time. That's like you're your own person now.
Yeah. But
And-
you're trying to hold on, right? And you want this thing that's in your head, normalcy, and you're thinking about your grandchildren and you all kinds of shit. And it's like, it's not on me to think about none of that.
Now, Marlon's perspective is interesting because unlike people screaming online, he actually sounds like a parent struggling in real time, not with hate, but with adjustment. And that's probably the part social media ignores the most. Everybody online wants instant answers, instant acceptance, instant outrage, instant judgment. But for parents, especially older parents, these conversations are emotional, confusing, complicated, and sometimes painful. Because regardless of politics, most parents grow up imagining a certain future for their kids. And when life suddenly changes direction, not everybody processes it the same way. But while some celebrities tried understanding, DL Hughley went in the complete opposite direction.
At the end of the day, too, in our community, we got to start accepting those who are gay in our family. That's like my son EJ came out. It was important that Cookie and I support our son. We love our son. We're gonna support him 150%. But we're one of the minorities in this. There's a lot of in the Black community. Young gay men or young ladies who are lesbian, they're afraid to tell their parents. Just like I want my son EJ to talk to me about everything. I want my son Andre to talk to me, my daughter Elisa, and that's what it's about. Yes, I go to church. I'm a Christian, but at the same time, this is reality. My son is gay. That's reality. Nothing is going to change. And I tell pastors that. I tell my pastor. I tell other pastors. I tell Black Christians who came after me, but I said, hey, I love my son. Nothing's gonna change that. I don't care if you don't agree and you don't wanna deal with me or don't like me, that's on you. But I said, tell me when it hits your own family, then you're gonna have to make a decision.
Having a gay son, did that kind of change your perspective in any way?
No, because I think for me, first of all, I have gay friends, but Dylan, 22 years ago.
And this interview right here is probably the biggest reason people still defend Magic Johnson in all of this. Because even when churches, pastors, and parts of the Black community criticized him, Magic never backed down publicly. And honestly, that takes courage most people don't talk about enough, especially for somebody from his generation. But at the exact same time, there are people who believe support should still come with boundaries. And that's where DL Hughley's comments started getting extremely controversial. Because DL made it clear, to him, there's a difference between being gay and embracing full femininity as a man.
Gay people want to be niggas, they want to say it's civil rights. No. No, because as a gay person, you can be gay. It's about what kind of person you are gay. As a nigga, we was treated like animals first. Then they let us put on clothes. Then they let us get in the NBA. We got to prove something for ourselves for generations. Like when I'm talking to Mexicans like they're really niggas. Because as far as we know, they the closest to niggas we ever saw in this goddamn country. We thought they was our niggas. We was proud that they had a country and decided to come over here any motherfucking way. We thought that was some American shit.
Said in our last interview that the black church is one of the gayest places.
It is the gayest place. It is. I think that most, if you look at and my people always get mad at me when I say this.
Here it comes.
If you look at the population of the black church, it's black women, the largest, the children that have to go with them.
Right, get dragged along.
That they gotta go. And black dudes. Now, it's 3 or 4 kinds of black dudes. It's black dudes that have lived their life so foul that they're trying to get their life together.
Right, trying to get into heaven.
It's black dudes that gotta go with their woman because they done fucked up.
Okay.
And it's black dudes who like dudes and are trying to play the love of dick out of their heart.
Okay. The I ain't gay no more guy.
Right. I've been delivered. Them type dudes.
I've been delivered.
I love them unconditionally. You can love dudes and not act like a broad, right?
Right, because he really wears dresses.
Hey, man, I get it. You can love dudes, but you ain't a broad. You're a girl. You're a man.
Right.
So don't. And if you listen, we live in an America that believes that it's more. America accepts the reality that a man is trapped in a woman's body than to believe that all black people are inherently criminal. I love my son. And you know what? Here's the truth. If you have dudes who don't get enough pussy kill people, like they shoot schools.
I agree. Shit. Usually when you see these school shooters,
they're
not like the handsomest
right.
of individuals.
Right.
They're not the ladies' man
no.
that you see.
No.
And this is where D.L. Hughley completely split the internet, because some people heard this and said, finally, somebody's saying what a lot of people secretly think. But other people felt D.L. crossed the line completely, especially when he started mocking the way EJ dresses and presents himself. And honestly, this is why these conversations become impossible online now, because nobody hears nuance anymore. People instantly choose sides. Either you're hateful, or you're brave for speaking honestly. There's almost no middle ground anymore. But one thing that made this situation even messier was EJ himself continuing to double down publicly. And every new interview seemed to create another controversy.
Pretty early on, honestly, like I wasn't one of those people who ever tried to be straight. You know, like I talked to a lot of,
you are now.
No, definitely, well, not challenging. I think everything, honestly, in this era of my life has become so much easier. But even I told them on my birthday, in June, that I was like, we're not doing he, we're not doing man, we're not doing gay. I am telling you what's going down. And yeah, we had that conversation, and it was, it was very easy because I just told them, flat out, like I was like, this is, who I am, and this is how we're moving and grooving and going forward. And, even like.
Now this part right here really bothered a lot of people online, especially when EJ says Magic Johnson's son is dead. Because to some viewers, that sounded empowering. But to others, it sounded disrespectful. Almost like rejecting the identity his family raised him with completely. And honestly, that's part of why backlash keeps growing, because people don't just react to sexuality anymore. They react to tone, attitude, delivery, and whether somebody comes across humble or arrogant. But while EJ was redefining himself publicly, another conversation started happening around fathers and sons entirely. Because not every celebrity parent handles this situation the same way, at all.
And everybody ain't gonna be Magic Johnson and be supportive.
Yeah, those are some rough pictures to look at. Those family pictures of Magic Johnson, where it's got like the son just, hey, look at me, I'm trans, I'm wearing makeup.
You're gonna be who you're gonna be, live your life, live your truth. But no dad wants that. No dad wants it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look. I guess the alternative is that you end up not having a relationship with your child at all, which is, I don't know, I think me, if any of my kids ended up gay, trans, whatever, they're still my kids, man. I can't imagine.
Aaron Hall's son never called him a dad. I'm in a jam. Oh, jam.
And this is where things become uncomfortable. Because Ari Spears basically admitted something a lot of fathers probably feel, are scared to say publicly. Not everybody knows how to react when their child comes out. Some parents accept immediately, some struggle privately, and some completely disconnect. And that's why Magic Johnson keeps getting brought into these conversations. Because compared to fathers who cut their kids off entirely, Magic chose visibility instead of rejection. Even people who disagree with EJ still acknowledge that. But behind the scenes, even Magic himself admitted this journey wasn't easy at first.
Cookie writes candidly about helping Magic come to terms with EJ being gay. You saw him playing with dolls, and then you secretly allowed him to play and shielded that from Magic in the beginning.
It was a matter of, let's just do this over here by ourselves, and you can do this and be happy, and then we won't bother Daddy with it because he doesn't like it. But I also knew that Irvin didn't understand. And I was still trying to figure it out. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I understood that he was gay at that time, because I didn't.
You're very honest, Magic, that you had a tough conversation with him about it. You didn't want him to be.
And honestly, this clip humanizes the entire situation more than almost anything else, because for the first time, you see that even Magic Johnson struggled initially. Kopiko struggled too. They didn't automatically understand everything. They were learning in real time, while the entire world watched them. And maybe that's why some people respect Magic so much now. Because instead of pretending he was perfect from day one, he admitted the process was difficult. But DL Hughley still wasn't backing off his position. Not even close.
Now, it's 3 or 4 kinds of black dudes. It's black dudes that have lived their life so foul that they're trying to get their life together.
Right, trying to get into heaven.
It's black dudes that gotta go with their woman because they done fucked up.
Okay.
And it's black dudes who like dudes and are trying to play the love of dick out of their heart.
Okay. So I ain't gay no more guy.
Right. I've been delivered. Them type dudes.
I've been delivered. Was extremely feminine like
right.
that. Would that be something you think you could deal with?
Listen, I could deal with anything.
Yeah.
I love my children. I love them unconditionally. You can love dudes and not act like a broad, right?
Right, because he really wears dresses.
Hey, man, I get it. You can love dudes, but you ain't a broad. You're a girl. You're a man.
Right.
So don't. And if you listen, we live in America. America accepts the reality that a man is trapped in a woman's body than to believe that all black people are inherently criminal. You can like dudes, or you could like people of the same sex. What you need a fucking purse to do that for? You ain't doing that. I get it. I love you anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying you a Fendi bag, nigga. I'm not.
And you can tell DL truly believes there's a huge difference between sexuality and identity performance. To him, a man liking men is one thing, but dressing and presenting yourself fully as a woman is something completely different. And that distinction is exactly where culture wars explode online now. Because one side sees freedom of expression, the other side sees society erasing traditional masculinity. And honestly, the more famous somebody is, bigger the reaction becomes. Because EJ Johnson isn't just some random person online. He's Magic Johnson's son, one of the most famous athletes in history. So every interview, every outfit, every statement turns into a national conversation. But interestingly enough, not all of DL Hughley's comments came from anger. Some actually came from personal experiences.
People being in certain situations because there's nothing you could do about it.
Right. I remember this one time I was in Israel, and this gay guy walked up to me and started biting on my shirt. And I just turned around and walked away. I was kind of nervous. I was in a foreign environment. I was in a foreign country.
Right.
I didn't know who his homies were or how deep he was.
Right.
maybe some people would have punched him or whatever else. I was really bothered by it.
But imagine, I get it.
But I just walked away.
Okay, but imagine being a guy, your agent works for you. He gets 10% of your money.
Well, that wasn't his actual agent.
I don't care what it was. Like,
This
the
was,
agency.
I believe, the president of a major company.
Listen, I've had agents.
Yeah.
A lot of them. You can't touch my dick if I pay you.
Right.
And this clip explains a lot about DL Hughley's mindset, because whether people agree with him or not, DL often talks about discomfort honestly instead of pretending to be politically perfect. And that's part of why people still watch him. He says things messy, sometimes offensive, sometimes funny, but usually honest to how he actually feels. And in today's culture, that alone creates controversy, because now celebrities are expected to filter every single thought publicly. DL clearly doesn't care about doing that at all. And honestly, that's probably why this entire situation blew up so hard online, because you have EJ fully embracing who he is publicly, Magic Johnson defending his son publicly, and DL Hughley publicly refusing to pretend he agrees with everything. Three completely different perspectives, all colliding at once. At the end of the day, this situation became way bigger than just EJ Johnson. Now it's about parenting, identity, masculinity, Hollywood, religion, acceptance, and where society draws the line. Some people believe EJ is simply living freely and confidently. Others think celebrity culture has blurred reality completely. Some people think DL Hughley was brave for speaking honestly. Others think he crossed the line and disrespected EJ for laughs. But one thing is undeniable. Every single time this topic comes up, the internet explodes, and honestly, the bigger question now is not whether people agree with EJ Johnson. The real question is, why does this conversation make people so emotional in the first place? Drop your thoughts below, because this debate is clearly nowhere near over.